The other week, I told you why I was done running my video business the way that I used to, and that video blew up the comments, and honestly, the response really reminded me of something important. Quitting isn't really an option, especially when you have to continue to move forward. It's just more about the direction. This is my livelihood, and for a lot of you watching, it's yours too. So in today's video, I want to show you what comes next, how I'm pivoting my business to make it sustainable again, and what that means for you if you're a videographer, editor, or agency owner trying to figure out your own next move. Now, this isn't theory. These are the actual changes I'm making and the lessons that you can apply right now to build a business that lasts. So let's be real. The industry has changed. Video is more competitive and more saturated and way harder to sell as a one-off service than it was even 12 months ago. And you've probably felt it too, right? Clients pushing budgets down, more companies taking content in-house. It's a race to the bottom where it feels like you're just constantly justifying your rates. I hit the exact same wall, and here's the truth. If you keep doing things the same way, you'll just keep getting the same results. And that's why I decided that instead of quitting, that I would pivot altogether. Because what used to work doesn't anymore. And clinging on to the old way is the fastest way to burn out. I wanted to figure out a way where I could leverage those years of knowledge and the amount of stress and failures that I've had along that road into something more positive for the future, but ultimately changing from an order taker to a partner. So the old model was client hires you, you deliver the video, you move on, it's transactional. And this is the same even for our retainer clients. They would stick with us for maybe 1, 2, 3 years, but ultimately it would always reach a point where they just felt like there wasn't enough value in it for them. And I talk a lot on this channel about feast or famine, right? Where some months are busy with work and others you're on the hunt for more. And that can leave you with not enough money to pay the bills, or at least feeling very scared about the future and stability of your business. Now, I've obviously always pushed out the importance of an RCP model, which is our unique retainer model for our videography business. But when you scale to a point like we have with a team of people, you find that actually you still experience that feast of famine. Maybe the famine isn't as drastic, but the feast is certainly much higher. So your retainer models keep you in at a base level, which is great, but then you do one-off projects on the top. So you still find these dips and troughs, and that makes it really disruptive when you've got a team of people that you're trying to organize and make sure that everyone's got enough work on, and then they say, oh, we're too busy because it's happening with the feast and famine cycle. So what do? When you get busy, you hire someone, and then all of a sudden, a retainer client drops off, or something happens, and you're back to that cycle of thinking, now we need to scale up because we've got more mouths to feed. Ultimately, the pivot is this. Stop being just a service provider and start being a partner where their goals are shared with you and you can actually support them with more tangible metrics. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means I don't just hand over videos anymore. I build campaigns. I look at how the video fits into their sales funnel. I help them get actual outcomes, leads, sales, growth, so that their success can be tied back to what we did. And one of the biggest shifts here is that we now charge for not just the time behind the camera, but for our thinking time. And that strategy has value. And the moment you start positioning yourself as a partner and getting paid for your thinking and not just a videographer, then you can start to scale much easier because they're paying you based on outcomes and solving their challenges in a logical, process, thought out way than just creating something cool and I hope it does well, come back for more. So right now, if you're a freelancer, a videographer, or even a video editor watching this, then here's why it matters. This pivot isn't about abandoning your craft altogether. It's about evolving it so that clients see you as an essential, not optional. So that might mean bundling social media management with your edits. It could be offering analytics, reports alongside videos so you can track what the engagement's been. Or even more simply, just changing the way that you pitch your videos, showing how your work drives real results, not just looks good on your page. The core skill set you have doesn't change. It's still for us very much the heart of what we do, basing our results around the impact that video has. But what's changed is the way that we package it, the way we sell it, and the way that we deliver it. And that's where the pivot happens. Someone even commented on the last video saying that we're moving over to social media marketing the same as everyone else. And hey, the industry's been around for a long time. We're not doing anything new, but we're bringing a new approach to that industry. We're taking what we've learned here and we're going to shake this up to make us the obvious choice in that market. Businesses ultimately have to adapt or they will die. It's facts. Now, some of you asked if the channel was done and over, and the answer to that is no way. But here's what will probably change. Yes, I'll still create content for videographers, editors, and freelancers starting from zero, and people who have been going for a few years and just struggling to scale to make it easier. That's always been at the heart of this channel. I'm going to be looking at providing more value to additional services that you can offer. And with video being at the core of our business, this doesn't mean we're any less qualified to provide advice on what we're doing for that side of our business. And ultimately, the heart of the channel has always been around the business side of filmmaking or running a creative business. What I've learned over the years of paying thousands in mentors is solid business advice actually stays the same. I mean, a restaurant owner could watch this channel, and by the way, I know people who have watched this channel, taken it in the content that we've said, and applied it to their businesses in tech, in service management, in restaurants. Because growing a business is all about being open-minded, learning what might work for your unique business and the direction that you want to build and grow. And for me, the pivot on the channel is just going to be updates to how we can find success easier. Because let's be honest, this isn't 2019 anymore. The game's changed massively, and if you don't adapt, then you'll be left behind. So still expect tutorials, strategies, even revamps of some of our most popular videos updated for 2026 and beyond. If you've been here for a while, you'll still get massive value. And if you're new here, you'll see this channel for what it's always been about: building sustainable, profitable, creative businesses. And before I wrap up, let me just say this. The Perspective Academy community has been ahead of this pivot for months. We've been talking about it inside the group and inside our bi-weekly Q&A sessions about how the industry is shifting, what clients are actually looking for, and how to scale it in a way that doesn't burn you out. And that's why if you've been on the fence, now is the perfect time to join. Inside, you'll get the outreach scripts that land clients even in a tough market, the pricing frameworks to turn one-off projects into long-term retainers, bi-weekly group coaching calls where we actually break down your business and help you make changes in real time, and support you with sales strategies and sales call breakdowns. Because let's face it, that's not something that comes easy to any of us. And of course, you get access to a community of creatives who are all adapting and finding ways to win from all over the world. We're at way past 600 members right now, and that includes a third of those people from the UK, a third of people from the US, and the third will make up the rest of the world. It's a fantastic environment to be in, to understand what works for someone in this country and how we could potentially adapt that over here. We even have an exclusive lifetime discount for the first 20 people who join from this video, and we believe that education shouldn't be a risk. So we give you a free 30-day money-back guarantee, so that if you join today and you realize this isn't for you for whatever reason, we will just issue a full refund. We want to take the stress and risk out of this decision, but we're confident that the value that you'll gain from inside this program is going to help keep you ahead of the competition and moving in a more profitable, sustainable direction. So look, if you've been going for a few years and you've been struggling to make sales recently, and I'm guessing if you watched this far in the video, then that probably applies to you, and you want to discover easier ways to make sales, even if you remain as a videographer or video editor and you don't make a pivot, but you're serious about growing to the next level and you want to stop guessing about what to do next, then click the link below, join the academy, and become part of a community that's building sustainable, creative businesses for the long term. Because this isn't about a quick win, this is about playing the infinite game, and I'd love to help you scale over the long term.